part of the joke. Who's gonna be the first to say, like, yeah, this is a joke?
Are we doing it?
I don't know. I'm nervous.
I think Ben should be the one to say it's a joke.
I don't want to get anyone. I feel way more.
But he's your friend.
I don't know him at all. My heart's.
Yeah.
My heart's skipping.
No, we're in the same boat.
Why am I so nervous?
I don't know.
He's pulling in, by the way.
He's here?
Yeah, he just. Oh, yeah, he's coming in.
You want to do it?
Yeah. He's about to walk in.
We got to do it.
Is Chris doing it?
Yeah. Let's make sure he's doing it.
Oh my God, we're doing mass.
If you can show your vaccination card for the
That's
cameras.
my problem. That's going to be my issue today.
Okay.
I'm maskophobic.
Well, we can reschedule.
This is a joke.
Oh,
We're fucking with it.
That was great. Well played.
We were so nervous. Storm's on.
Oh, fuck this place! You fucking powerbomb lizard people! That's so funny, dude. Well played.
Yeah, never. We never would.
Last minute, we're like, should we do it? Should we not?
That was great. Thank you for that.
Well, I was just saying, like, you're like a comedian. Like, you're not gonna storm off.
Yeah, but
when
you
we
also
say,
are. You're strong with your views.
You don't know comics. They can be crazy people, too.
Oh, so Emily was right.
Right? I mean, they
What?
can be crazy people.
It could have gone bad. Yeah.
I'm dead on the inside.
He was like, I'm going to ask him for his Vax card. I'm like, we don't want to believe. My brother's like your biggest fan.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like, he was a conspiracy theorist for Halloween 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
When he listened to your podcast.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Walk around with tinfoil hat on.
He had a flat earth.
Respect.
And then, like, he had documents with, like, the 9/11
That's so funny. Santa Claus is the first conspiracy, by the way.
Okay.
You're like, well, is everybody in on it? Well, how many people told you Santa Claus was real?
Sure.
And it was across the board.
Tooth Fairy. But no, here's
It
the
just
thing.
takes a deep thinker
If
to
you-
notice it's your parents' handwriting.
Well, it was
If you
my
brought
next door
in-
neighbor who was like, Santa's not real. I'm like, you fucking bitch. He ruins Christmas.
Talking about conspiracy
Yes.
theories, right?
Right.
How does it lead to spirituality?
Because you eventually go, what are they lying to us about? What
Mm-hmm.
else? And then you just keep going deeper, and then you start getting into what spirituality are. What are they hiding from us? And that really, truly is the most real of all the conspiracies. Like, who are we? Where do we live? Why are we here? And if they're lying about everything else, why wouldn't they be lying about that? And then you start doing investigations into that, and you start digging deeper. You start talking to wonderful people, and you start realizing that they're lying to us about how special we are, and that so much of science is meant to keep us from really how special we are. I in my heart of hearts, this is going to sound so stupid,
I like that.
but the laws of physics were created to box us into a certain way of thinking, and that everything outside of that is what truly makes where we live magical.
Is it impossible to be a conspiracy theorist and believe in an established religion, or no, it's more like a self-fulfilling quest to, like, be your best self? Like, the God is within you. Because it
Everybody's
sounds like
different,
you're
right?
the God is within you kind of guy. You
I
don't
think
trust
we-
the Catholic Church.
I think, well, the Catholic Church is just pure dark arts, Saturn worship.
I do like the wind chimes.
They do it. Well, then you can get into something called Tataria, and that's really weird shit.
Do you feel special?
I mean, I'm special ed in a way. Like, I barely can read. I mean, like, which sucks because I have kids, and I, like, try to read to them, and, like, sometimes I get the words in kids' books. I'm like, I can't, what the fuck is this word? And I'm sounding it out to my kids, and I realize they can't read, so I might as well just make up the word. And then that's kind of what I do. But it's, like, crazy when you read a kid's book for a 1-year-old, and you can't fucking pronounce the word.
It seems hard to be a conspiracy theorist that can't read.
That's what I was
With
gonna
so
say.
much of the
That's why I
press.
interview people. You know, I used to watch the news, be engaged, because I thought, you know, I had to be up on the latest, you know, political events, and I thought that was being cultured and educated, and it's just brainwashing.
I'm starting to wonder, though, did it just get really bad recently, or is everyone just waking up right now?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on. First of all, there is more counter information to the mainstream stuff. So it seems crazier than ever because you have so many other people going, you know, this is what's really going on. It's a permanent record. That's kind of what conspiracy theorists are. They just keep score. But back then, they didn't have an internet going, dude, this isn't true. This isn't true. This is the CDC's number. They're not telling you all that stuff. So that's the difference. There's a counter to the propaganda that's coming out right now.
Each side could seem completely real. I could read one thing and then this thing, and then I'm just in the middle. So you have to trust your intuition at some point.
Yeah, 100%. Like, what's your bullshit meter? But I do believe that's a big reason why people are so stubborn to admit when they're wrong. See, we live in a time where people would rather be right than do right. And doing right is admitting, I got it wrong.
Is there something you want? This is a therapy show, theoretically. Is there something you want help with?
Maybe how do I function in society?
There we go.
Yeah, when you have these strong viewpoints.
You believe in what you believe in.
I'll go with that.
I'll let you
Well, based on what
start.
you've said so far, you want me to start?
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's fine. What do you tell your kids about stuff like this? Anything?
To be
like, do your
honest with
kids
you-
believe in Santa Claus?
I used to try to read to them. I used to try to read to them all these like philosophical books when they were just kids, and like the mom and the grandma was like, "Just read them normal books." I used to do a show called Spiritual Talk for Babies, where I would just give them like whatever lesson I'd learned that week. I would explain to them about how the universe works.
That's a good idea.
It's great until you got scumbag people out there that you just can't put your kids on the internet anymore. So
Oh,
they're
gotcha.
just fucking.
Well, you just
bad.
put them on the internet opening presents. That's fine.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah,
Yeah,
which
isn't
I
that
can't
crazy?
wait. Have my kids have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and they're not even listening to me. They got got agents. They can't see you right now. They're with Nike. I'm their parent. You know?
And then you try to actually teach them a lesson, and that's not okay.
It's so funny because they're in their toddler stage right now.
Yeah.
Which I call their Antifa stage, right? They are just wrecking the patriarchy right now, right? They're literally living the movie Purge. They're just committing crimes all over the house. Nobody's going to jail for anything because they're too adorable. They grab something, they look at me, and they're just like, smash. And they just see what my reaction is. And I'm just like, oh, you're so adorable. Oh, you're lucky I get away with it. And the mom's always lecturing me. No, don't talk to them that way. So it's an interesting thing.
How does the mom feel about your political views?
She thinks I'm absolutely retarded. Those are the words. That's the word she uses. I'm not gonna listen to any of your stupid stuff and your stupid things. The only people in my family that have a vagina that think I'm not crazy are my daughters, because they just haven't heard it yet. So that will eventually happen as well. But my mom, my fucking baby's mama, all my family members all think I'm a crazy person.
Well, you want to figure out how to exist maybe
Yeah.
without everyone who has a vagina hating you.
Well,
that
I'm
kind
thinking
of
about
thing.
moving into the forest.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to go.
Just
That's
like
never gone
growing
wrong
a
before.
family.
Nothing bad's
Just
ever
growing
happened.
a farm, growing food. When
Yeah.
everything collapses.
Maybe make some little bombs.
Just get good at fucking knives and sword fighting. I'm taking Krav Maga.
Okay.
Learn to kill with my hands.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. I think
Yeah,
you're fine.
dude, I'm telling you, get off the grid.
Honestly, that's tempting. I think a lot of people think about that. But what I would say is if you want to exist in this society, can't you just pretend that you don't believe what you
Yeah,
believe?
but that's not authentic.
yeah.
And I think that is how you die slowly inside. By not being the you.
That's true, but do you have to be so you all the time?
I don't know any other way to go. I mean, the blessings are that it's doing well now. Talk to me like 5 years ago, I would have been like, this gun tastes so good in my mouth, you know? But, it's cherry flavored, right? But now it's like things are going well. I don't know, man.
Well, but the issue is that a lot of people think, like, people in your family think you're crazy.
Right.
So maybe you could just lie to them.
Yeah, but I would love to have them not follow me on social media. I would block them if I could, but then friends and fans of mine know them, so they show them all the stuff that I post. I just don't think you would live like that, right? I think you should spread love, and those who appreciate will come to your life, and those who vibe with you will come and vibe with you, and those who don't just don't. And it's just like, if you treat everybody like gold, I don't think anybody should hate you, and if they don't want to talk to you, then that's life.
But don't you think there's a happy medium between, like, living in a big city and saying the vaccine, fuck the vaccine?
But I never say that, though. I always
Okay,
say
yeah.
you should do whatever you want. I'm against mandates because my body, my choice.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I don't tell that to everybody. Because there's some people who cannot hear that. It's not that they don't want to hear that. They are incapable of hearing that.
And then you can't say, I'm not about waking up the sheep. I'm about waking up the sleeping lions. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah. Yeah, you've had this conversation before.
Oh,
Obviously.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. But there's a happy medium between, like, antagonizing your family, that's bad, and moving to the woods and getting good with a bow and arrow. Isn't there somewhere in the middle you could exist?
I think your premise is like based upon the fact that like I am pushing it in their face.
You're not.
I don't talk politics with anybody that doesn't want to talk politics. My Instagram feed is done specifically because I'm
audience.
trying to counter what they're seeing on the news. I'm like, okay, you believe that? Here's this, and this. But I know, like, my brother couldn't be more opposite than me.
Mm.
He's like the Paul Revere of vaccines. Like, Corona's coming. Get the vaccine. And like, it's just not me, man. But he sees my post and goes nuts on me. We're cool, but it's just like, I am not into telling you how to live your life. I have these rules I live by. I call them the rules of the Ronin. And one rule is you do not give information to those who do not seek it. So I learned that a long time ago. When I first started really getting into conspiracies, people would lose their mind on me to the point they would get physical with me.
Where?
Like at the Comedy Store. Like
Okay,
I had a buddy of mine that just lost it, got physical with me. He got fucked up. But, you know, I mean, I'm not about that. I would never, like, you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it.
You're not doing a ton of stand-up?
In LA, I don't know. I don't do it anymore.
Not at all?
Nope.
And that's because...
The crowds are dumb.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
You know,
well, and they're politically oriented. I mean,
well,
that's...
you know, they believe in political correctness. Like, they force everybody into stereotypes, man. Like, I could tell you what everybody's act is as they walk to the stage. So I just did a special called No Lives Matter, right? And it's basically me going, okay, what don't you want me to talk about? And then I just fucking scorch it, right? Mm-hmm. And 99% of the feedback is, dude, I love this. Occasionally there'll be a right? And it's always the same thing. Oh, racial jokes, so lazy, right? Right? Which is hilarious to me. And I could go into the jokes. You can tell me if you've heard them before, okay? One's about how the most racist person on the planet is white chicks who only fuck black guys. They're fucking super racist, right? And I go, and they're always hot, right? They're so hot. They're so hot. I'll paint my dick blackface. That's how hot it is, right? Quality bit. Have you heard that before? No, you haven't.
No,
but these lazy people
never
will
heard
be
of
like,
blackface penis bit ever.
And you don't want to do it because black is slimming, right? Nobody wants to see it, right?
That's good.
So, thank you. It's on No Lives Matter. But the point is, you say that. But then you go look at, like, Netflix, and all the comedy is stereotype comedy.
Sure.
So they force people into that.
This is my background.
Yeah.
And they never stray from expectations.
It's pop comedy.
Yeah, sure. That's a new type of comedy that I think the industry likes more than people like.
Well, that's where we've gotten to.
Right.
Like, for me, it's just
well,
like...
you're not that guy. That's what
Listen, why everyone's Zag, I'm Zig. I zig. I'm a zigger, okay? I'm a total zigger. Right?
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah, dude, you got to get out of L.A. you can't say I'm a zigger.
I can't go around saying I'm a head zigger.
Huge zigger here. Don't say that.
Zigger.
The only therapy I could possibly, or the only advice I could possibly give you is get the fuck out of L.A.
Yeah, it's happening.
What are you doing in L.A.?
I'm emotionally attached to things.
Other than your outfit, you should not be in L.A.
I'm emotionally attached.
Well, you have family here.
Well, I have my children are here. The baby's mama's here.
How old are the kids?
A year and 8 months.
Oh, boy.
Which I gotta get out before the two year. Gotta put the mask on the kids. Ridiculousness.
But I was gonna say, like, if they're 15, then you could just get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm gonna get them out to go somewhere else where I'm trying
There's
to
so
find
many places where you could live your life and have a good life.
I want to live in the forest, man. With
okay, I think that's a little extreme.
Maybe. I mean, I can't cook, but I guess that's fine.
Well, you could Arizona, Texas. Florida, you would thrive.
You
in
know
Florida.
what, dude? Florida and Texas are too much like, we're so free here, man. We're so fucking free. Freedom's here. I'm like, you're a little too loud. Tennessee's over there like, oh yeah, go over there, go over there, go over there.
That could be another problem for you. You go out in the woods and you're like, everyone's like, oh, it's so quiet here. You're like making fun of everybody everywhere you go.
Yeah,
and then
I
you
got
don't
fucking
enjoy
rednecks
anything.
shooting me. I know. I think I'm gonna be. If I go anywhere, it's probably gonna be just a little bit outside of Nashville. So I
Yeah.
can get that hick shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm from upstate New York.
Yeah.
We're ghetto country,
Yeah.
right? We're like hood farmers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna live there.
Yeah.
And then if I want to go into get big city life, I can do it. I'm also 48, so my days of like FOMO are kind of gone.
Yep.
Like the need to be out all the time. I feel good.
Yeah, good.
This has really helped.
Awesome.
It's my
Let's see what Emily can do.
As much as Ben is telling you to leave,
Yes.
you need to stay.
Okay. Oh, is this good cop, bad cop?
No, you're like one of the chosen ones.
Oh, thank you.
Without you, the city's gonna be doomed. We need people like you to continue leading those marches. That you don't you lead the pedophilia march?
I am leading for the pedophile. Let us fuck the kids. Kids like it. You know what?
Without you, I would have still believed that the Gabby Petito thing or whatever was real. I saw posts that you did, and it totally changed my perspective. I started researching for hours and hours, and then I was depressed about that. Like, the news brainwashed me into feeling so bad for this. And now I don't even know if she's real.
That's a great point.
And I wouldn't have even felt this if I didn't see one meme that you posted.
Well, thank you. I can do that from Nashville.
All the controversy and the negativity here is fueling this passion.
I gotcha. I understand that. It's really not even about me. It's about my children and Gavin Newsom and just
While you
like...
mentioned that, I just wanted to bring up a few numbers and see what you have to say. 56% of people get COVID, according to Gavin Newsom. 56 equals coronavirus. 56 equals Fauci. And 56 also equals toilet paper.
Which they ran out of.
Explain that. So if you do believe in gematria, even though you're not good at math, do you think there's something to
Do
these
you
numbers?
think those... Are those real numbers?
These are real numbers when you go to gematriacalculator.com.
So do you study
And
gematria?
I've been trying. I've been debating changing my name to make it equivalent to a 33 number because those people get more money in life.
It's very weird. I don't know. I think if you go too deep into that, you can get lost into it.
Kanye West 33.
Yeah.
Orange Man 33, I think.
It's very interesting.
Do you think there's anything to those numbers?
Well, I do believe we live in a simulation, which would infer a computer program, which would infer binary code, which then would infer numbers, right?
Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills quarterback, is 33. He stayed on 33 losses last night against the Titans, and the Titans coach picked up his 33rd win. And the voice note that this information was given to me was 33 seconds long. Explain that.
Who's the conspiracy theorist here?
Yeah, seriously.
Am I out conspiracy?
You are.
that was
Which
not
I
the
love the
goal.
gematria stuff.
Listen, I'm just saying, I don't know how you can rock that jersey without believing that there's a little bit of rigging happening. Do you think Robert Kraft's a good guy?
I think that there is
Look at him.
some... No, I think... Listen,
If you
I
were
think
better
there-
at math, you'd be posting this.
I know. Well, I just don't have the time to look into numbers. Now, if people tweet me stuff, I'll retweet it.
I'm in your comment section. They're all doing 33,
Yeah,
56.
they're all
of
doing.
them.
They're breaking it all down. Yeah,
But you
I mean,
can't read the
there. I
comments.
do believe in the simulation, so gematria would make sense to me.
You can't
Well,
just
did you
choose
really
which-
want to get creepy in the numbers? Study 9/11. Look at all the numbers in
Right.
9/11, from the flights to when they hit. All that stuff, they're all associated with Aleister Crowley.
So, Sam Tripoli,
Yeah.
your... This isn't good.
Oh no, what's the bad number?
Your reverse full reduction is 66.
Is that bad?
If you add all four together, you get 666.
Oh shit.
Holy shit!
I don't know if you're being real here. Oh, because you see it in
You
text.
have the mark of the beast.
Hey, man, who
And-
knows, dude?
Because this is new information. We have people working the lines right now.
we have
Plugging
people
away.
working the lines right now.
Before I even have this
So
info,
many employees.
I already told you you're the chosen one. That was just this universal thing that I was feeling that you had to stay. But now knowing that your number is 66, I definitely think you need to stay in a city because
Because it's so
it's
demonic.
so powerful. Yeah, and I mean, if you go to those small towns, you might scare people away. Do you think
I
they're
mean-
ready for your point of view?
I think there's a lot of people who totally believe in I think if you don't right now, it's just because there's a couple reasons people don't want to believe in conspiracy theories. One is they don't want to know what kind of crazy world they live in because they only see what is the dark conspiracies. They don't see the light conspiracies.
But you're going to go to Tennessee. There's not really any mask mandate. They just go to their job. Half of them have a farm.
Dude, you
They're
travel
not
the
gonna-
country
they're not
like
gonna
nobody's playing
They're not gonna
pandemic
relate.
anymore.
They're not going to relate to you. They're gonna be
Nobody.
Like, they'll be like, why is this guy still complaining about LA? He lives here now.
Dude,
What
you
the
can go
fuck sucks?
anywhere and go, LA's full of retards. So like, yeah!
That's where the convo's going to end.
Big retards!
And it's over there. And then what are you going to do?
I just can't take the traffic. It's like, why? You're driving on a Sunday, it's like noon, and it's bumper to bumper. Where are you people going? Stay home, watch football.
It's fake.
There's too many people. Prices are ridiculous.
The prices are definitely rising.
You know?
What about maybe New York?
I think New York
But that's going
is
to be
a
a
lateral
hellhole.
move.
That might be a hellhole soon.
My whole life, I registered as a Democrat. I would vote Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. I would go in with one vote, and then they'd have all these other elections going, and I would just hit D's all the time. Oh, D, 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 because I was into identity politics, and I thought, oh, I hate the R, so I got to be for the D's. And it's just like, both sides fucking suck. But there's a lot of shit going on here. California and New York are two of the biggest economies in the world. They're trying to tank them.
It seems like you're not even that big of a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not a conspiracy
It
theorist.
seems like the things you're saying, they're pretty well received. You haven't said anything.
My work here is done.
Do you believe anything?
I should just get my backpack and
What's-
hitchhike out of town. Bum, 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 bum. I just like,
It sounds like you've made your mind up. You're
I'm
leaving
probably going to
town.
get out of town very soon.
Wow, that's why you like Ben's advice.
But I think I'm going to have a place in LA so I can go back and forth if I have to. But I need to get the kid. But people do that, and then they just go somewhere
What
and they
about the
realize
baby
it's
mama?
fine. I mean, the only thing I'm going to miss is, like, being able to go. Like, the things I'm going to miss are the Comedy Store, which I haven't been going to lately.
because they require vaccines.
That, and I also have, a couple decisions they made I'm wholeheartedly against.
Sam, it sounds like you're really hard to
Is this
sway.
the weirdest show you guys have ever done?
This is great.
Oh,
No,
thank
Sam,
it's
I
been
thought
weird.
you were going to be a little bit easier to persuade, considering, you believe so many things, wild things you read online. But you're actually pretty set in your beliefs, whatever they are. Do you ever feel like there's some emptiness and sadness because you don't trust anything anymore, so it takes the magic out of things?
No, not at all, because like I said, when you go to conspiracy, it leads to spirituality. You realize all that stuff is just loose stealing, and if you pay attention to it, it's meant to lower your vibration.
Do you buy things from Amazon?
I try not to. Sometimes you just can't find it anywhere else. But if I can buy a book from somewhere else, I buy a book from somewhere else.
Yeah, so it's like, how are you going to keep your beliefs so strong when they're kind of making it so you have to purchase
Well,
from
it's
them?
like driving to the bookstore in LA is an hour thing. I mean, that's books or milk, right? If I live somewhere else where it's a 10-minute drive, I'll be more likely to go down there and grab a book. That's a whole. I don't want to spend most of my life in traffic.
And you can't read.
But
So, like, what's
I
the
know
point in a
words.
bookstore?
I know words. I'm just not the best at it. But it's good to know what your strengths and your
I
weaknesses
thought you were
are.
totally couldn't read at all. If that's what you meant.
No, I mean, I can read. I got a degree from UNLV. I don't know what that says
Oh,
about
nice.
UNLV, but, you
Well, it's
know.
UNLV.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know how. I don't remember ever
My cousin
doing.
flunked out of Reno and then finished at UNLV.
Oh, really? I just don't even remember doing homework. That's it. I don't, but I got a C+. Because all I wanted to do was be a comedian. And I got a degree in psychology because I like the movie Silence of the Lambs
Yeah.
and Basic Instinct. I'm like, oh, I want to play mind games with people. And I just functionally illiterate. But then again, school is just to indoctrinate you into a certain way of thinking.
I'm surprised. Are you going to homeschool your kids?
I mean, dude, what am I going to homeschool and
Sam,
do 1,000 podcasts? I only have so many.
I'd recommend sending them to school.
Well, that's why I want to get them out of LA. I want to take them to the school that is going to teach them critical race theory. And
Yeah,
stuff
you
like
should
that.
do a school that's like has an interesting curriculum. I could like something that's like they're gonna actually be able to use later, and that teaches
I
them.
have a
deep
younger
concepts.
cousin who's super smart. And he wanted to go to MIT, and now he doesn't want to go to college at all. And I go, I totally get that. The future, you're not going to need college. So college is very interesting, right? Why does the price of college keep going up? Where does the profits from college go? Why don't they want to play student athletes? Oh, okay, let's get into it. When you pay your tuition, where does it go? You go pay the college. What is the college? Who runs the college? The board of trustees. What do they run? They run a trust, okay? And what do they do with all the money, the profits from the school go into a trust? What does that trust do? It fucking invests in hedge funds. And where those hedge funds invest in? Typically, they invest in the military-industrial complex. And that's why they don't want to pay athletes, because they want to keep all the money to go into the military-industrial complex. And that's why they'll let kids sell their images for money, because it doesn't take away from these bloated-ass fucking sports contracts that college gets. Nobody watches college basketball, yet the price of the package to air games keeps going up, because it's all a circle jerk.
That's what it all comes down. It
Everybody's
always comes
just
back to a
jerking
circle
each
jerk.
other off.
It
That's
seems
all
like
it
that's
is.
always what it comes down
Right?
to.
Life
And
is a
then
giant circle jerk when
if
you
you-
understand that.
That's where
You
it all
see
comes
I
back to
remember
the
the first
circle
time I
jerk
saw my
chats.
first circle jerk. I was like, this is life.
I think we can probably wrap it up with Ben now.
Is
We
this
just
the weirdest show ever? I feel like I always come in and I'm just like, this is like a scene from The Accused.
who do you think runs the world?
Okay, so here's the power structure.
Nobody ever
It could
has the
be
answer
Pindar,
yet.
an 8-foot albino lizard in the middle of the plant. Could be that. But if it's not, okay, it's
Who's pulling the strings?
it's at the top are royal bloodlines, okay?
For sure.
Right? And then below that are the billionaire class, like the super billionaire class,
Do you
right?
think the royal family's here? Like
The royal, all the royals, not just one royal, all the
all the
royals,
royals
at the
in
top.
the world. Okay.
Yes, right. And then under that is like the billionaire class, which would be like the committee of 300, right? And then below that are your neocons, neoliberals, and these are like the tools that these are like the middle managers are right here, right?
For anyone out
So-
there that doesn't know what is that?
Neoliberals, neoconservatives. These are political ideologies. Zionists, communists, Zionist communists. That's this role. Then below
So the
them are
Jews
the
are here.
tools in that they use, which are the banks, the intelligence agencies, the social media, all this stuff. Amazon is not a company that was started by a hard worker. Guy worked harder than everybody else. Jeff Bezos never slept. He's such a hard worker. Look how hard he worked. No, it's a total bullshit. His grandfather started Mobil, okay, oil. Was a bazillionaire, started DARPA. DARPA is where all his grandfather founded DARPA, founded it. It is where all the crazy like heart attack guns and direct energy weapons. That's where all. Jeff Bezos was planted in to what they call Amazon, because Amazon is basically the government taking over business, which is fascism.
If I wanted to get ahead, it's not about who I fucked. It's about who my mom fucked.
Yeah, basically.
She picked a carpenter,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
Basically.
Right? So much of your life is fucking coming from the
Whoever
fact
your
that
parents.
your fucking ancestors
Yes.
didn't do jack shit.
Yeah, our ancestors didn't hook up with the right people.
Right?
I'm trying to
Knowing what you know, what would your advice be for your children?
Wow, good one.
Have sex with Jeff Bezos?
No. Here's my whole thing. Nobody's coming to save you. You got to save yourself by unplugging. It's okay to plug in once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I like
You seem
Squid
like you have a
Games.
hel- yeah, you
I
have
can
a
be
hel-
all Squid Games. This is the most low frequency bullshit out there. I can enjoy that. And then I get off Netflix, man. It's low frequency shit. Everyone's like algorithms. I'm like, how come everything is murder, fucking social justice warrior shit, cheating
What
stuff.
about, what about Stop Asian Hate? What happened to that? They're
Yeah,
just
what
killing Asian
did all the
people.
Asians learn karate? Is that what happened? They could just defend themselves now? And the whole reason that thing fell flat is because nobody addressed 95% of it was black guys clocking Asian grandmas. And nobody wanted to fucking talk about it. Everyone's like, it's white privilege. It's like it's black guys clocking fucking grandmas. Asians are the top of the food chain. No, dude.
And there's the clip.
This is crazy.
They're higher. They're the
Are
highest
you gonna
standard
go
of
to
living.
Tennessee and start screaming that?
I think that would do pretty well in Tennessee.
People probably
They'll be like, hell yeah! There are probably no Asians
that's what I was
in
gonna-
Tennessee.
That's what I was going to say. There are
Just
no
a bunch of
Asians.
Asian cowboys. Hi, girl. Everything is a game. It's a game. This podcast, you interviewing me being interviewed by you, is all a game. Everything is a game. How you relate to your boyfriend is a game. How you relate to your girlfriend is a game. You have to learn to play the game. Now, some people play the game in a way that they end up losing themselves. That's the key. You got to learn to play. Everything is a game. That's another thing I'll tell my kids.
I agree, yeah.
Nobody's come to save you. You got to save yourself, and you have to understand the game. Every
Well, that's good
relationship.
advice for you. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I don't
Yeah.
hate anybody.
Yeah, don't get mad about all the, the sheep sleeping.
When you're a zigger and everybody's a zagger, zaggers look at ziggers
You
like
gotta
they're
stop
weirdos.
saying Zigger.
So I mean, it's just though if you're not conforming to the fucking herd think, people think you're a weirdo, and I bet a lot of people who have stopped talking to me.
Also, though, who gives a shit about those people?
Well, I mean, it hurts at first, and then
It
you
hurts at first,
listen.
then you're like, fuck you.
You end up losing what you do not need,
Exactly.
and you don't realize it till much
The right people
later on.
come.
Right? When you raise your frequency, you meet with higher frequency people.
Yes.
So that's how you change the world by changing yourself, and you gotta change yourself, and then your frequency changes, and people come to you. It's like low frequency people vibe with low frequency people.
Exactly.
I used to be a low frequency person. I used to do a lot of drugs and end up in shady hotels with shady people, and they would kick me out of the hotel even though I paid for the hotel. And I'm like, why am I getting kicked out? I fucking pay for this fucking shit. But it's like. And I don't call them lower companions because I was right there with them. And but that's not me anymore. So it's like you got to raise your, and it's never too late. I started comedy when I was 22 years old. I didn't start making money until I was 43 years old. So it's never too late. And those who are crushing in their 20s, I've seen it happen. Those people crush in their 20s and they're lost in their 40s. The more you give yourself away to others, the more it comes back to you. Well, what about rappers and pro athletes? They're buying stuff for themselves, right? Nobody buys a white tiger for the community, right? You got to give your money
even
away
in
and it
religion,
comes back.
what is it, teething? You have to give away like 10% of your income to have tithing.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go give it to a church. I'm going to go.
I'm saying
I
that
walk around.
that's the
I
belief,
bribe
though.
the homeless.
No, but that's the belief.
I'm just bribing I own all of Hollywood
the belief.
Boulevard. All the homeless people know me as the money man, and I'm just handing 20s out. So when the war comes, I'm like
Are you really?
I'm like the Winter King, right? I'm like the White King from fucking Game of Thrones.
And
just
you're not
me.
even filming yourself doing it,
Yeah.
which makes you a good person.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Because that's what these TikTokers do.
You're not even supposed to talk. Like me talking about it takes away from it. You're not even supposed to do that. You're just supposed to give it away.
Yes.
The more you give it away, the higher your frequency goes, and the more light comes into your life. Give it away, man. Just give it away, and it will all come back. Everything about being chintzy. Look at you, like you ever had a fucking landlord that doesn't fix anything? You move out instantly. You got a landlord that's great. You pay your rent on time. You thank him. You do whatever to keep the place nice. If you give it away, things come back to you tenfold.
Yeah, that makes sense. You should buy me lunch.
I think we helped you a lot.
I do. I feel like I'm a better person.
I think just talking it out, you realize how good of a person you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys are like bizarro hype men.
All right.
So, Sam, this episode isn't going to air for a few months, but please tell everyone where they can plug you. Although you
Just
never...
go to samtripoli.com.
Yeah.
If I'm still alive by the time this is out, you can find all my stuff.
Yeah, because your Instagrams keep getting deleted. So
Yeah, I'm on like...
there's no point.
Dude, I got blocked from SoundCloud Like SoundCloud did let me in. That's like the fat chick at the end of the night, the bar telling you she doesn't want any action. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, you're on Rokfin.
Rokfin, ROKFIN.com. It's basically like it's basically Netflix meets Patreon. So instead of having to get one subscriber, like for $10, you get everybody's content on there. And it's doing really well. And if you guys ever want to get on there, just let me know.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
I'm the head of comedy.
Okay, cool.
I'm powerful.